And welcome everybody to another episode of Days of the Wolf. This is Dia Wolf coming at you live somewhere in a secret location within the Northwest. It is Saturday, September 22nd, 2018. And these are the stories of the day. Um, basically, the vBlog stories are. I put up some interesting articles that I thought were kind of interesting. But the first thing I wanted to go through is a question about artificial intelligence. Now, it was had a question posed to me on Quora: Is artificial intelligence good at judging people? And basically, absolutely, it's great at judging people. However, the actual criteria may not be up to human interpretation and up to their particular expectations on the precise meaning of good. Remember, as with all computer queries put against a neural network recursively and self correcting with particular data points, artificial intelligence may determine a psychopath to be a good selection to run a profitable Fortune 500 company. Because the query was who is the one person that can come on board as a CEO and dominate our competition? Um, that would be a very good optimum choice. He or she would be very effective on creating profits for the firm and even dominating the competition. If, of course, you don't mind the bodies buried in his backyard. And that's kind of how the AI aspect kind of works because it works on problem based solutions. Now, humans, however, are horrible at creating the criteria for artificial intelligence to be trained in order to judge people. Now, if you look at China, they're creating kind of a Black Mirror surveillance state, and that's pretty scary. The episode was scary enough because I kind of like see it with the world today, just people in their social networks and stuff, and that was a way to add or reward social points. The problem with this is one human centralized authority, not an optimized artificial intelligence neural network, is determining that criteria for that judgment. So that's scary because the bottom line is artificial intelligence in and of itself would be the perfect tool for judging people, in my personal opinion. It's able to, without bias, understand all data points and determine the ultimate optimum outcome probability with a high degree of mathematical certainty. Basically, it could create an unbiased judgment. Um, it is the human primed data points with centralized criteria of the judgment that is worrisome to me. So yeah, when you have a centralized person kind of making all the rules and stuff and doing this arbitrarily, I made a discussion about like how the Chinese surveillance is optimizing based on social scores. Um, it's based on social scores, but it had like an illustration of like a woman buying nappies for a baby. You would get like bonus points, and a person buying some alcohol would be negative points because that's kind of alcoholic. But the the machine can't really read intent, um, and it's like the intent of the original person that created these social rules. Maybe okay, well you're more responsible if you're buying nappies, or you're less responsible if you're buying alcohol and stuff or excessive alcohol, and that point system can be gamed, just like any other game. You can get backdoored into the cheat codes. You can modify anything about the program, regardless of kind of what it dictates and stuff. So that's scary enough as is because now it's affecting people's life whether they wanted to or not. Same thing with like Experian and how it affected us in our hack. It's now they're just doing they're basically doubling down on the same mistake that Experian and all the other credit repositories housed in on us. Now they're just kind of giving your social profile, assigning you a number, whether you're capable of interacting with the rest of the world and stuff, or you're a derelict and stuff, and it puts a number to it. And if this is all truly AI, artificial intelligence, and it's not primed with biases kind of built in, which I would see as something very hard for that to happen, because it's like, how can you not put your biases into what a judgment is and stuff like that? Because again, the machine can't read intent. It could just read actions and try to build a profile on that. I had a friend of mine on Facebook, and I think she knows who she is. It's like, create the presentation of like, well, okay, what if you put in like false data, to kind of trick the system? Well, then it would see it as true data and then continue with the lie. And that would perpetuate, for as long as the neural net, was thinking that that was the case. Like, if you told the neural net mashed potatoes is ice cream, it would say, okay, fine, mashed potatoes is ice cream, mashed potatoes is ice cream, mashed potatoes is ice cream, and then say that neural net merges with another node that has kind of a corrective speech. No, ice cream is ice cream, mashed potatoes is mashed potatoes. I think the neural network would learn from that, and then ultimately, eventually, point to the correct term. So it's really hard to lie, because artificial intelligence is kind of built on a level to have continual truth kind of built into it, the probability of accuracy, the granularity of that, to find a fixed understanding of whatever the question that was asked based on the data points that have primed it or the data points that it learns on its own. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's kind of scary to see where it's going. So priming an AI for warfare will probably be a very, very, very big mistake, because it's primed for that. It would just continue to eliminate other people, and then whoever's designing who the enemy is on the opposite side, it could probably go to the level of genetics and determine what bad genetics line is, and create some type of super virus to eliminate everybody with a bad configuration of genetics. And that would be really scary. And that's how I see kind of AI working, because it's not going to work just, okay, we're just going to have gunfights and shit at the OK Corral. An artificial intelligence with enough neural processing, given a particular parameter or function that is designed to do, will do it very well. So it's very scary, to kind of see things like that. It's also scary to see artificial intelligence the way it's being primed and utilized right now in China. So hopefully this stops, or at least put the prime directives of the artificial intelligence to the correct things, to the things, folding proteins, cures for cancer, shit like that. How to better our environment. I think those are the things that it should be applied to. It will make money either way. It will make money, and it will preserve the integrity of life. Anyway, that was just my spiel about the Quora question I had. This is D Wolf signing off.